Hey, it is WrestleMania weekend. Yay! We're over some baseball cards, some lots, some boxes. We got Milton here. We've got Coco. Coco, you want to say hi? Want to say hi? Milton, you want to say hi? Coco is getting more confident. She's playing with them more. She's actually, you just saw her kind of over there. She's actually like taking toys for the first time and saying, "No, this is my toy." There she is. Oh, hey, buddy. Look at that tail. Okay. You try to get on the bed? Damn it. She's not quite big enough to get on the bed on her own. She can get on the couch. Some of the chairs. I have to get her off there before we start getting into the cards. I was just playing. But she's actually given a boundary book to Milton. So if she has a toy and Milton is nearby, she'll growl at him. Which, you don't want her to be possessive, but I do like the fact that she's getting some confidence and saying, "No, this is my toy." So I give her credit for that. You don't want to go too far with that because they're all. But you do want to see her save herself a little bit and gain some confidence. Still up for adoption through K9. But we are a card show, and we got some stuff going on. It's spring break. I've been opening up cards every single day, and I'm just trying to get through the stash. Oh, and we got the cat. And the cat's butt. They're getting along, too. So, we're trying to get through a lot of stuff. I say this every day. I really do intend on putting some of the stuff away today because you can't see it, but it's all over the place, and I got to do something with it. And then tonight, WrestleMania. So excited about that. Even though I don't even know who's on the card tonight. I don't know which night is which. I know some of the matches. But I haven't watched Raw or SmackDown or anything like that. So I'll watch the pre-show. That'll get me caught up, and we'll go. All right, and it's lot day. So we'll save you. So stuff that's been sitting around that I just haven't been super enthusiastic about opening, kind of forcing myself to, and those are lots. Lots are a good way to get cards, but there's no surprise. Usually the cost is going to be more reasonable because if you want the most premium cards, you pay for that. And if you just want lower level cards of a favorite team or player, you pay for that. One of the reasons why cards will cost more is because you're taking a gamble. You're taking a gamble that you're going to get the card that you either really want or it's worth a lot. So if you get a lot, you know exactly what you're going to get, and it's worth what you pay for it. And sometimes that's a good way to get cards that you know you want. You lose the element of surprise, which is really nice. I like surprise. I don't necessarily like the gamble. So I like not knowing exactly what I'm going to get. But like in this case, this is Stadium Club. And I wasn't really able to get into too many Stadium Club breaks. So I just got some of the cards I wasn't able to get. So, whoop, drop Jim Palmer. Stadium Club is really nice photography. And it, focuses on the pictures. So I got an Orioles Stadium Club lot. Now, these are all just the base cards. So they're not worth a lot, but I knew that. I got them because I like these cards. So these are for me because I didn't have them. I wanted them. But they're not the most exciting to open for that reason. So they've been sitting for a while. So I'm kind of forcing myself to open up some of these to get them out of the way. Now, this is a Bowman's Best lot. Bowman's Best is a really nice card set as well. Silly expensive though, again, because everybody is trying to find that big hit. So this is a lot of Bowman's Best base cards, so you can get them at a much cheaper price, knowing that you're not gambling on a big hit. But take a look at these cards. Whoop. Drop them again. This is where I think Topps does Chrome really well. Try to get the focus nice. There we go. Really nice Chrome. I like it when it's not like the natural picture background. You see you kind of have the New York Yankee logo in the background there, which looks good. I think the previous year maybe looked a little bit better. But it's a nice looking card, especially when you get players that you like. So this is the one I was really looking forward to. I was able to get the whole lot. But with Masayo and the logo in the background, really good looking card. Right. And I mean, we got others as well, so. It ended up being like 20 of these. Some I'm definitely going to keep because I just don't have any of them yet. And some will offer up for sale in one way or another. That's another lot. Just some single cards. These just came in the mail. Typically, so this show we're doing right now is really the Friday night show, kind of. So on Friday night, I will open up something old. I'll open up some new stuff. And then usually one other thing, but because I'm trying to get through my stash here over spring break, we're just doing a lot more. So a single card here. Brandon Lau. Plays for Tampa Bay, but it's from University of Maryland. Again, he's not Maryland era that I watch. But I still follow him a little bit. And again, I'm excited for when the Maryland players I have watched live in person at the Bob make it up to the bigger leagues. All right. This is actually from Melissa. And I'm glad I got it because I was worried that it got lost in the mail. Because I got the, hey, this has been delivered message. And no, it had not. So, Summer Lowe, who Melissa met and got a picture with at AwesomeCon this year. So that'll go in the stash and get presented to her. Oh, we have a follower. We have someone actually watching this. Don't make it weird. Usually I just make it weird until they go away. More lots, more lots. Oh, and they're gone. Yay! Ideally, like long-term goal for doing this is to get a collection of local sports fans, local sports supporters, and just make it as a hangout for that. And long term, I would love to get like actual co-hosts to open up cards as well. I believe this is a commander's lot. Yeah. Elton's got his bone now. Coco's taking her nap. I will most likely bring her again to the Hotspur game on Monday if everything works out schedule-wise. Maybe we'll open up some cards from the Spurs watch party. All right, so like I said, we're doing lots today. So I've got some commander lots because it's been really hard to get the commanders in breaks because Jaden Daniels the commanders now cost many times more what the Ravens cost because everyone's going after Daniels. So I haven't been able to get too many commanders cards. So I'm doing that by getting lots. So again, I know I'm not going to get the massive hit, and I'm not paying for that lottery ticket to get a chance at the massive hit. So I know exactly what I'm getting. I'm okay with it. And that comes at a lower price. So there's some prisms. Now it does have some inserts and parallels. So the massive hits are just going to cost way, way more. But I do have some inserts and parallels here. It's always nice to get a little bit of color. Pretty sure he was cut or traded or whatever they do. I believe this is called a pulsar. So you have people who are chasing the big hits, getting the commanders in a break, hoping they get that really big Jaden Daniels card. And maybe they do, maybe they don't. But then they're stuck with many, many commanders cards. And maybe they're not even a commanders fan. Maybe they're just trying to flip the card. So they put all of these base cards and low-level parallels and inserts up as a lot. And then I get them because I actually do like the commanders. Or I plan on selling them locally where people around here are commanders fans. I should look that up. Where did this come from? I threw it on the ground here. Where did you come from? That came from Florida. So maybe this person in Florida was a big Commanders fan and is hoping to get their Commanders cards. Maybe they're just trying to buy them so they can sell them. and people here would be more appreciative of them. So there's a parallel insert. And then another parallel. These are my top loaders. And then I got 2 patches. So I got Luke McCaffrey. Actually, they're both Luke McCaffrey, but one is regular. Actually, no, it's a little refractory, isn't it? And then this one is more of a pulsar prism. Non-numbered, but step beyond. So very cool. Very cool. We got WWE. I've got my Mojo, and I've got this. Let's show what this is. Ordinarily, this would have been last, but I already know what's in here. This is the royalty, the UFC royalty. And I opened it up already because I wasn't sure if I got everything I'd put in for. So I got 2 cards here. I didn't love the checklist on royalty, but whatever. I wanted to take a shot at it. So we got Brennan Allen, piece of his uniform and an autograph. And we got Jeff Neal, a 1 of 1. We got no autograph, but we've got a piece of his uniform, and it is a legit 1 of 1. So we'll see if it's worth what I spent on it. We have the Topps royalty checklist. Didn't have a ton of fighters that I really knew. All right. Mojo sent me a box. That means in January, I must have ordered a lot of stuff. Enough that I got a box rather than the typical pack. So we've got some football, that's soccer, some Yankees, and some O's. All right. Let's, I usually want to go from least top loaders to most. So this set at the time, so this is when I started watching Scottish soccer and had yet to really start watching the Premier League. So that's kind of the era I'm in here. And really the only Scottish players they were making cards of were Celtic and Rangers. So that's what I got. And the more I watch, I was kind of, we have some artifacts here first, but we've seen these already. My original thought was, all right, well, Celtic or Rangers. Now I'm kind of leaning towards neither. Even though they're the 2 best teams in the league. All right, we do have 1 hit from Artifact. Not huge. Dylan $4.99 on the Ruby. I'll probably say it wrong, but I'm leaning more towards the teams from the east, from Edinburgh. And of course, Ross County, Dundee, United, Aberdeen is where I tend to. But I haven't picked a team yet in there. So anyway, a lot of base. Base Rangers. Base Rangers, Base Rangers, Base Rangers. New Era. All right, here's Parallel. Definitely know the Rangers less than Celtic. Oh, here comes Cat again. He's left though. He gone. I definitely know more of the. Hey, buddy. Celtic names. Nope, don't look on the keyboard. All right. Karen Vickers. Yeah, American. So that's a yay. Alistair Johnson. So there's definitely more players in Celtic that I know, but doesn't necessarily mean I like. All right, and then head of that set is an Alistair Johnson at a 275. So I see no real reason to make a decision on a Scottish team just yet. I'll watch whatever's there, and if a team somehow picks me, then all right, then that's done. But really, on Paramount Plus, which I guess is whatever was on Sky Sports, you really only get 2 games a week anyway. So we'll just watch those 2 games and see if we figure it out eventually. Some of the teams do have broadcasts where for like 200 pounds. So now I got to look that up. Can get every game broadcast. No, we got some Yankees. I'm not sure what set all these are. What set are you? Are you archives? Yeah, archives. So there's only a few teams that do that though. And again, to spend $200, I really got to be a big fan. So I do like getting the Yankees from time to time, just because there's a couple of current players I like, but mostly the old players. So anyway, Celtic and Rangers both have this TV program, but I don't think either of them are my favorites. So if I were to get one of them, that means every week I'm watching Celtic or Rangers, but I'm going to see them play the other teams, maybe hoping they lose. And then, oh, here's one of my favorites. Right over there. Hey, buddy. It's a big backyard play, and this is how he greets me. The thing is, he doesn't stop. He will just go. That could be interesting. Hibbs. Hibbs does this. That's a possibility. I was watching a YouTube video where they were saying that they just need to do like a league pass thing. I would definitely do that. Really, I just need to get to Scotland. Mentioned this to my wife when she was planning our summer vacation this year. She said, "Oh, the round trip tickets to Florida were so cheap," and we actually looked up the airfare to Scotland, and it was much more expensive. And I said, "Well, okay, but what if? Come on, buddy." There we go. Some Prism Yankees. What if we didn't do round trip? Get one way, and now we're just in Scotland. I've actually spent more time looking into that than. Well, Scotland needs teachers. Only problems are they don't need as many as they do here. And like I actually looked into this, it doesn't look like they have high school geology. So my dream of moving to Scotland and teaching and watching William Hill might not happen. But we can dream. When we are in Florida, they have a women's soccer team who I think won the whole thing last year. And they have Orlando City. All right, some top loaders for Yankees who, cat playing the dog, are playing Inter Miami while we're there. Now, no one should be coming. That's not likely to happen because those tickets are like $400. I did hear that Messi didn't play, so they did a refund. I've still yet to do a DC United game. Mostly over summer. There'll definitely be more time. All right. Last thing from this box. We still have the whole, what I'm calling the main event to go. And we've got some Orioles. Orioles on Prism. Prism's been good to me. Most of these are base cards that we've seen already. All right, here we go. A hype Kobe Mayo. Another hype Kobe Mayo. And a prismatic Enrique Bradfield Jr. I think he's on the base box this year still. I haven't gotten to see the base box yet. Still mad at him. Might get to Aberdeen. That's on the to-do list. Might travel. How fun would that be? Not see the Bay Sox at Prince George, but go up to Harrisburg or down to Richmond where they just were over summer, even up to Altoona or something like that. All right, top loaders. Bradfield Jr. to 199. That's blue. Heston Kjerstad to 299 because it's red. Kirstead to not numbered. But here we go. An autograph of Grayson Rodriguez. I hope he didn't tear his UCL writing that. Legitimately. As I've gone more into other things, the Orioles and the Bay Sox are definitely on the downswing with me. I will probably still try to get some Oriole games if it's convenient. I'm just following them less. My number one baseball team right now is University of Maryland. So if they are on, that is who I'm following. Hockey, doing the Black Bears. Other stuff at College Park and good morning UMBC. So I would say O's and Bay Sox are a little bit down in my just interest rankings. I really do like the Orioles broadcast team though. So if there's nothing else on, I will definitely listen to them. And I still follow them, podcasts and such. All right, it's getting late, but got one last thing open. This is some Panini Prism WWE, and it is WrestleMania. So let's see what we got. I already saw something very massive. All right, and it looks like I got some people I don't usually get. So I was able to get EO Sky. Come on. There she is. Thea Hall. Hell. I was trying to get the Chase U red t-shirt. Wasn't for sale. I don't even think Chase U exists anymore. Excuse me. With the allergy season, it's getting even worse. All right, Seth freaking Rollins. So usually if I do a Prism or whatever break multiple times, I try to get people I haven't gotten before, like Alexa Bliss. I rarely get Alexa Bliss because she's usually super expensive. There we go. This time I was able to get Bliss. Jax. Bailey. I got Bailey. I got Drew. I got Kane. And more Kane. All right. I've got two top loaders. Like I said, one of them is pretty massive, so we'll save that for last. Oh, I got three. Okay. Let's go in number order, I guess. You're at a $4.99. You're at a $2.99. You're at a $99. All right. To $4.99. Scarlet. Pulsar. Prism. Whatever you call it. $2.99. Thea. And hit of the night. Signature $2.99. Kane. That is a massive hit. Kane. To 99. I was imagining, I was doing my fantasy booking. Basically, Demon Finn Balor comes back to go after Roman Reigns because of what Roman did to him a couple years ago. Except he doesn't realize he's becoming the demon. So you have normal heel Finn who really wants nothing to do with it. But then he becomes the demon, essentially becomes face, and goes after Roman. But it's more or less what happened with Kane and I think it was Seth. So it was good. All right. I'm going to wrap this up. Take care of my pups. Get some lunch and then watch some WrestleMania tonight. So you guys enjoy. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be online probably early afternoon, maybe late morning, maybe late afternoon. We'll see. That one will be on Facebook. I'll try to go outside and open a few more things, and then back on Monday for one last spring break show, and possibly do that from the Spurs party. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. See ya.